The Celtic Forever podcast is a zero advert and zero profit channel. The channel also includes Celtic highlights and player interviews, so join the uninterrupted fun and subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much.
Hello and welcome to the Celtic Forever podcast. It's just me today, John, and Xander will be back for Friday. He's busy today, so he can't make it today. Anyway, let's move on with the news. And the big news is, of course, Martin O'Neill, last game in charge tomorrow night against Dundee. He's done a fantastic job. I think it would have made more sense for Martin to stay at least until after the Hearts game, because he's got the team playing with a winning formula, and I think that would have helped Celtic against Hearts. Now we're going to have to change all our plans and go into one of the biggest games of the season against Hearts under a new manager. We welcome Wilfred Nancy on board, of course, and it's always good to see a new manager at Celtic. We look forward to maybe an exciting style of play or whatever, but I think Celtic should have left this until after the Hearts game. That's just my personal feeling about that. I think it's bad timing. I think it could have happened maybe Monday or something like that, have Wilfred on board on Monday morning. But there you go, that's the news, guys. Wilfred Nancy will be in charge for the Hearts game. Martin O'Neill and Sean Maloney, they'll be off ski after the Dundee game. And all we can say, me and Xander, of course, and every other Celtic fan, is a big thank you to Martin O'Neill for all he's done standing in as the interim manager at Celtic. He's done a fantastic job. Results against Rangers in the semi-final, big result against St Mirren, don't forget that one. Feyenoord, of course, fantastic result, and then Hibs at the weekend, magnificent. So Martin's done a fantastic job there. We can only say thank you from the bottom of our hearts. We're very grateful that you stood in, Martin. You'll always be a legend at Celtic. Of course, we'll all miss you when you're away. We'll miss all your wee quips and all that stuff. Legend of a manager, legend of a guy. Him and Sean Maloney, thank you very much from all at Celtic Forever podcast, including all the commenters, all the subscribers, and of course me and Xander, a big thank you. But that's it. Martin's away. We just need to put up with that. And that's it. That's it, Martin's away, guys, after tomorrow night. Make sure you show up at Celtic Park tomorrow night in your numbers to show your thanks to Martin O'Neill for all that he's done at Celtic. I think he's done a fantastic job. I really do think he's done a fantastic job. I would love for Martin to have stayed on at least until after the Hearts game or the Cup final, but there you go, guys. I can't say any more than that. Martin's away after tomorrow night, and huge thanks, that's all I can say about that. But we've got a big game tomorrow night, of course. We've got Dundee coming to Celtic Park. This might be a wee bit of a revenge match for Celtic. Of course, Dundee turned us over at Dens Park the last time we played them. We won't forget that. I hope Celtic players don't forget that. And of course, it's Martin in charge of this game. We want to give him a good send-off, so turn up in your numbers, Celtic fans. Give Martin and Sean Maloney a big send-off. But there's not really much I can say about the game. If it's just myself, I've nobody to bounce off here. Xander, obviously, he'll be back on Friday, but so it's just me, and all I can do is give you what I think the starting lineup will be, the result and all that stuff. So I'll just get straight into the starting lineup. Kasper Schmeichel, Austin Trusty, Liam Scales, Sriracha and Donovan. I think that's my back four for tomorrow night. Centre of the park, Rio Hatate, Callum McGregor and Arnie Engels. I think Arnie's been playing fantastic recently, Arnie Engels. I think Martin's got the best out of him. I think that's even things like that. We'll miss Martin for that, getting the best out of players. Great man manager. Up front, I think it'll be Dyson through the middle, even though Iheanacho's back, I think. I still think Dyson will play through the middle. I think Martin loves Dyson. We all love Dyson Maeda. But I think it'll be Dyson through the middle. Yang on the left-hand side, I think Yang again, I think he's performing well. I think Martin's got a lot out of Yang. I think he's got stuff out of Yang that no other managers managed to get. So it'll be Yang, Dyson Maeda, and I think James Forrest might be a contender to start on the right wing tomorrow night, because Luke McCown's a fantastic little player, but he's not a winger. I know Martin's been trying him out there on the right hand side, but he's not a winger, so I think it'll be James Forrest for the start tomorrow night. Yang, Dyson Maeda and James Forrest. That's my starting 11, guys. But looking at Dundee, they're a team they're in not bad form just now, Dundee. They won 3-1 at the weekend against St Mirren. St Mirren, I've said numerous times on here, I like St Mirren. I think they're a cracking wee team, St Mirren. But, you know, Dundee turned them over at 3-1 at the weekend. I never expected that, actually. But there you go, Dundee's at a bit of form. So it's going to be a tough game for Celtic, this one. Really, really tough. You can expect strong defensive performance from Dundee. And they've got Simon Murray playing up front. He's always angry at Celtic for some reason, isn't he? The big ginger one, Simon Murray. But we'll wait and see what happens tomorrow night against Dundee. You're going to expect a strong defensive performance, long balls, long throw-ins, all that stuff. Closing Celtic players down. A lot of that stuff will be going on. High pressing Celtic defenders, I think. That's kind of what I expect from Dundee. They're a half-decent team. I think Presley's got them playing pretty well right now. They've been on a run of form since they turned Celtic over, to be honest with you. But look, it's time for revenge tomorrow night. It's time for big revenge. We need to go out there, play the Martin O'Neill way, get in about them, pass them off the park, smash some goals into the net. I know Xander's gave me score prediction for tomorrow night, but I don't know. What's your score prediction, guys, getting onto the competition? I think the score prediction for tomorrow night for Xander, he sent me a text message saying 5-0, he thinks. 5-0 for Celtic against Dundee. It's a bit optimistic, Xander. Me personally, I don't think it'll be as much as that. I'm going to go for a 3-0 win for Celtic tomorrow night. Xander says 5-0, I'm saying 3-0. What are you saying, guys? It's competition time. Get your guesses into the comments for the big competition. Correct score for the Celtic versus Dundee game tomorrow night. We had one competition winner at the weekend. It was the Mad Scotsman, who now joins myself, Collins and Roseanne at the top of the league table on 9 points. Well done, Mad Scotsman. That was a fantastic win, that. 2-1 for Celtic at the weekend, of course, against Hibs. Mad Scotsman got it right. He's on 9 points at the top of the league. Of course, I had 2-0 on, and Celtic, I think, robbed at the weekend. Penalty kick given against Celtic. Liam Scales stoops to header the ball away, hits off his head and then off the top of his arm. Just at the jump between his bicep and his shoulder. But he's trying to header the ball, and the referees deemed that a penalty. Absolutely shocking, but that cost me the win for the big league table at the weekend, that one. But Mad Scotsman right in there with 3 points. He predicted the correct score, and that was 2-1. Hibs 1, Celtic 2 at the weekend. So well done to the Mad Scotsman there. And don't forget to get your very own competition entries into the comments, guys, for the big league table. So moving on to the Hibs game at the weekend, just want to touch on this quickly. Hibs 1, Celtic 2. The only points I want to touch on is actually that I spoke about it earlier there. Liam Scales penalty kick given against him because he stooped to header the ball and it comes off his head and onto the top of his arm, between his shoulder and his bicep. Look, it's never a penalty. I can only say that. Whoever was on VAR, I can't remember the guy's name, he shouted over Nick Walsh, to come over and have a look at that, and even he's deemed that a penalty kick. It's never a penalty. It's never a penalty in a million years. That's my opinion, and I'm sticking with it. Liam Scales stoops to header the ball. There's absolutely no intention for that to hit his arm. His arms are slightly out, but that's a natural reaction for the body. When you stoop down that low, your arm comes out. Try it and you'll see. You can't stoop down low with your arms glued to the side. It's a natural body reaction for your arm to come out very, very slightly, and that's what happened. It was very slightly. It comes off Liam's head, then off the top of his arm, practically on his shoulder, actually, to be honest with you. It was nearer the shoulder than the bicep. It's never a penalty. Celtic were absolutely robbed there. and it gave Hibs lots of confidence to come back into the game. Martin Boyle sticks the penalty away, of course. Casper doesn't even move for it. Liam Scales in his interview after the game saying as soon as that happened, he knew it was going to be given. And I know what he was meaning by that. He knows in himself it was never a penalty. Liam Scales never says it was a penalty. What he says was, as soon as that was going over to VAR, he knew what was going to happen. Because these dodgy penalty decisions against Celtic, I mean, it's never ending dodgy decisions against Celtic. Even the Celtic goal, Arnie Engels was kicked in the face and only a yellow card was given for it. That boy should have been sent off, in my opinion. It's dangerous play. He's got his foot up high and he only gets a yellow card for it. There's not really much I can take away from the Celtic game. I think Hibs started strong. Celtic came into the game after about 20 minutes or something, 15, 20 minutes. Celtic started to dominate, then the penalty was given in the second half, and that gave Hibs a big lift. Celtic on the back of a European game, of course, big European hangover maybe. So there you go, it ended Hibs 1, Celtic 2. We get the 3 points in the bag. Happy days, guys. And it's, of course, that was Martin O'Neill's penultimate game. He finishes up tomorrow night after the Dundee game, and I have to confess, I says in the podcast before this, I thought this was Celtic's game in hand against Dundee, but it's not. It's a full card tomorrow night, guys. A full card. So that's something I never knew, to be honest with you. I'll just quickly read the fixtures for tomorrow night. I won't do a predictor because Xander's not here, but anyway, it's Aberdeen against St Mirren tomorrow night at Pittodrie. It's Falkirk against Motherwell tomorrow night. It's Dundee United against Rangers up at Tannadice tomorrow night, so that's a potential banana skin. Hearts against Kilmarnock. We're hoping they slip up, of course. That's a big game, Hearts against Kilmarnock. Derek McInnes, of course, used to manage Kilmarnock. Kilmarnock might want to go out and shut him up tomorrow night. We'll wait and see what happens there. And of course, Celtic against Dundee. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's only 5 games on tomorrow night. But there you go, guys. I actually never knew it was a full card tomorrow night, but it is. Unless I'm reading this wrong. But it's match day 15 out of 33, and that's 5 games for tomorrow night. Touching on the fixtures at the weekend there, the fixtures were Motherwell 0, Hearts 0, so Hearts slipped up there. That was always going to be good news when they slip up. Don't forget they celebrated winning the league in October. Big celebrations there after beating Celtic, you know, it was party time, the league was over. But there you go, guys. It's never over until it's over. It's a marathon, it's not a sprint, like I keep saying. And we don't stop until the fat lady sings. And that's no offence to any fat ladies listening out there. So we've got Motherwell versus Hearts tomorrow night. Then we've got Motherwell at Hearts at the weekend. I'm getting all confused here, guys. Sorry, I'm doing this myself. It was Motherwell 0, Hearts 0 anyway at the weekend. Well done, Motherwell, helping us out there. It was Dundee 3, St Mirren 1. So Dundee are on form just now. They're playing well. Big Elvis has got them playing well. Dundee 3, St Mirren 1. Disappointed in St Mirren there, actually, to be honest with you. So Dundee go into the Celtic game on form. Kilmarnock 1, Dundee United 1. Bad result there for the Arabs. I like Dundee United, but they drew 1 each with Kilmarnock. It was Hibs 1, Celtic 2, of course, at the weekend. Well done, the Glasgow Celtic. It was Rangers 0, Falkirk 0. So Rangers dropped points, so we're 7 points ahead of them. Well done, Falkirk. Empty stadiums, of course, at Ibrox. There we go. Well done, Falkirk. Livingston 0, Aberdeen 1 was the final game at the weekend. So the Dons there, giving them a lift for the game against St Mirren tomorrow night. Interesting game that tomorrow night, actually, Aberdeen against St Mirren. I'll watch that maybe after I watch the Celtic game, if I can find it. But that's your fixtures, guys. So let's just finish by moving on to some quick comments. And we'll start with Mad Scotsman, who obviously got the score predictor right at the weekend, putting Mad Scotsman up there joint first on 9 points. Well done, Mad Scotsman. Once again, that was a good call, that 2-1. Celtic. Mad Scotsman's comment just says Celtic to beat Hibs 2-1, and he got it right. So everybody congratulate that young man there, getting that correct. Fantastic, Mad Scotsman. Thank you for the comment as well. Udif says score prediction Hibs 1, Celtic 4. Hard cheese, mate, unlucky. Roseanne, my guess for the Hibs game. is 3-0, and she says Martin has got them playing some really good stuff. You're not wrong, Roseanne, but sadly Martin's away after tomorrow night. Let's hope he can actually maybe stick around for the game on Saturday. Give Wilfred Nonsi a hand there just for that game, get us over the line hopefully against Hearts. We'll wait and see what happens there, but thanks for that, Roseanne. Next up was someone else's nostalgia, who says they forgot to put his prediction in. You need to get your predictions in someone else's nostalgia. Never miss your chance, because you're missing out on 3 points that could make the difference at the end of the season. Thanks for that. James Doran says Celtic is in a good place now in Europe, and 4 more points will most likely earn us a playoff position. 7 more points could see us through the next round automatically. Right, that's it, James boy, that's it. We'll see what happens there. We'll keep an eye on the Celtic results in Europa League. I'm not a big fan of the Europa League right enough. It's all about the domestic stuff for me, James, as you know, but obviously I want Celtic to do well in the Europa League. But you're right, bang on, James, thanks for your comment, buddy. Peter Hendry says, great intro, Xander. That's Billy Connolly in the intro, it was good, Xander. Peter also says, after the 3 goals against Feyenoord, I'm going for 3-1 for the boys against Hibs. Unlucky, Peter, very unlucky, because Sriracha hit the post there. So you were very unlucky there. Thanks for your comment, Peter. Always good to see you. Paul McEwen says, well done, Celtic and the women. Celtic are well. Thanks for that, Paul. Always good to see you, mate. Christy says, Billy Connolly, the legend. My guess for Sunday, 3-0 to Celtic. Thanks for that, Chris. Unlucky, mate. Need to get yourself more points than that board. Fat Boy says, superb result. He's talking about the Feyenoord game, by the way. This is off the last podcast. Delighted to get my guess wrong. I'm going for 3-1 to the boys against Hibs. Thanks for that, Fat Boy. Always good to see you. Collins was up next. I was absolutely ecstatic to be totally wrong. I think if you were, Collins, great performance in Europe. I'll go 2-0 against Hibs. Unlucky, Collins. I says 2-0 as well, mate. But cheated. Would you say we were cheated, Collins? Dodgy penalty kick. One of the worst decisions you'll ever see in football. Absolutely shocking, mate. Honestly. And I was gutted because I had 2-0 as well, Collins, and that really angered me. That. But there you go. Score prediction 2-0. James Doran said, thanks, Jamesy boy. Like me and Colin says 2-0 as well. Unlucky Jamesy boy. We would never sell a club says 3-1. Unlucky we would never sell a club. Claire says 3-1. Unlucky Claire. Paul McEwen says 3-1. A lot of 3-1s. Thanks, Paul. Rosemary says 3-0. Unlucky Rosemary. One club since 1888 says 1-0. And the last comment is a Slabbering Cabbage. He says, the fact some Celtic supporters are wishing Martin to stay is shocking to me. Can't believe you're saying that, Slabbering Cabbage. It's shocking to me that you actually want him to leave the way he's got Celtic playing, to be honest with you. I know he's 73 years old and he's hardly over the hill at 73, you know. I think Martin's probably fitter than most 40-year-olds. He looks healthy, he is healthy, I think he's good. He's in a good mental frame of mind as well. I think that's quite a poor comment, to be honest with you, Slabbering Cabbage. Because you says he's 73-year-olds and not fit to take it on. I totally disagree with that. Let us know what you think in the comments, guys. Slabbering Cabbage thinks Martin's, because he's 73, he's no fit to take it on. That's absolute nonsense, mate. And he's also given Desmond too much credit. And for that reason, I would like him to go out with the respect he deserves. I like him to go out with the respect he deserves, Slabbering Cabbage, but I mean, come on, mate. The fact that some Celtic supporters are wishing Martin to stay is shocking. Maybe shocking to you, mate, but I think the majority of Celtic supporters want Martin to stay on. And saying that he's 73 years old and no fit to take it on, that's absolutely shocking, mate. That's shocking. Martin's a fit guy. He looks fantastic for his age. He's fit. The guy looks fit and healthy. I think that's poor saying that, mate, to be honest with you. And Roseanne answered him by saying, are you kidding? Just because you're older doesn't make you decrepit. He's been brilliant, don't you think? Couldn't agree more, Roseanne. Absolutely 100% agree with that. I think that was a nonsense comment by Slabbering Cabbage. I like you, Slabbering Cabbage. I think you leave some good comments. I've seen you on here a lot and you do leave some good comments, but come on, mate. You're way over the top with that, and most people disagree with you. We would never sell a club, answered by saying Martin is a very clever, shrewd manager and has a wealth of experience and will be sorely missed when he steps down, and Nancy has big shoes to fill when he takes over the Celtic job. 100% in agreement with that. Sorry, Slabbering Cabbage, but I just can't agree with your comment, mate. And I'm sure Xander and many other people don't agree with that. I think he's good to take on the Celtic job for another year, at least until the end of the season. Look, that's not going to happen now, we know that, but I think he was good enough for that. But listen, guys, anyway, I'm going to leave it there because I think that's enough for the day. We'll get the comments back in the next podcast as well. Hopefully some fresh comments, some fresh input for some other subscribers and stuff. But don't forget to get your guests into the comments for the competition, by the way. And all I can say is look forward to getting Xander back on Friday. And obviously, good luck to Celtic and Martin O'Neill in his final game. I hope Martin stays on for Saturday as well and gives Wilfred Nancy a bit of advice for Saturday. But Wilfred Nancy is going to be in charge for the Hearts game, guys. But a big win tomorrow night would be fantastic. And we can only hope Hearts drop some points tomorrow night as well against Kilmarnock. Can't see that myself, but you don't know because they're in free fall. They're looking at Celtic sitting 1 point behind them. Or is it 2? I can't remember. But I think it's 2. But they're in a bit of free fall right now, but let's hope they don't pick up the form. But we can only look at Celtic games, guys. It's Celtic against Dundee, Celtic Park tomorrow night, 7:45 kick-off. Can't wait for it, guys. All I can say is thanks for listening, hail hail, and we'll see you on the next one. Cheers for now, everybody.